How's it going?
Hey, it's going really well. So I am joined by Damon Rich and Jae Shin. Damon is a YBCA 100 honoree and a newly minted MacArthur genius. Congratulations.
Thanks so much.
And Jae Shin is Damon's partner in design firm Hector. Thanks for joining us, Jae.
Thanks.
We're so glad to have you both with us today. So I was just reminding the Green Sisters that the summit is all about asking questions. And so the first question I want to ask you two is, what is Hector and what is the work that you're trying to do there together?
Sure. Well, Hector is an urban design, planning, and civic arts studio. And most of our work involves bringing together large coalitions who are trying to change the places where they live. So that might be a park, it might be a school, it might be a certain part of the city.
Well, we also have a slogan,
Okay.
multiple, but this one is good. Designing with roots in organized communities. So how can we do our best in our design work to align ourselves with the long and hard and fragile work of organizing, like knocking on the doors, passing out flyers, and the decades-long movements to really bring justice to our community. So, and we're compiling other slogans. We'll keep you updated, but that's where Hector is today.
Excellent. And as you think about your work as designers, what questions do you think all designers who work in the public realm should be asking themselves as they do their work in this moment of time?
Well, a big thing that we focus on is how do all of us understand the power relationships that formed what we see when we look around the city or what we look at. Because we feel that even if you think that you have the best idea as an architect or a designer or an urban planner, unless that idea is really informed by the inequalities and the structures that have set up the situation that you're trying to change, then you might not get very far.
So to that end, what questions should policymakers be asking their community as they think about public space? You're mind melding right now, I can tell.
Well, I mean, we think that it's really important to try to understand when people, you know, in the news today, right, you can see a lot of debate and conflict around, say, Confederate monuments. And all of a sudden, something that was maybe seen by at least some people as like a neutral part of a background is really revealed as something that stands for great divisions within, you know, our society and our country. And so we think that it's really important for anyone who works in those fields to try to understand those things from the other side.
Jae, as you think about your work with Hector, who are your heroes? Who are the people that inspire you and you look to for guidance?
Yeah. One person that comes to my mind very quickly is Dr. Mindy Fullilove. She's a psychiatrist who wrote this amazing book, Root Shock, and she there explains how changes in built environment really impact the way people think and live their lives. And I think as a designer, I've really learned from really articulating my design thoughts into and unpacking into people's lived experience. But she's also an amazing woman who teaches and has sort of allowed me to learn from her as a woman in academia, really care about teaching others and have empathy towards people learning.
Excellent. And really quickly, the same question to you, Damon. Who are your heroes? Who do you look to for inspiration as you do your work?
Yeah. Well, as someone who is an architectural designer and planner, I feel so lucky to have had my jacket pulled by so many organizers and activists. And so just to even start with people who live in Newark, New Jersey, where our office is, where I've gotten to live for the last decade. I think about Nancy Zach, Sister Carol Johnston, Bob Curvin, Junius Williams, so many people that have really built on and extended the tradition, you know, in our city where we live, of fighting for the kind of justice and liberation that's so much part of the discussion today.
Excellent. Thank you, Damon. Thank you, Jae. Thanks
right.
for being
Thanks,
with us.
Jen.
Enjoy the summit.